Guys, I have been going through this foundation drawer for the last God knows how long, trying to pick my favorite foundations, and I checked on YouTube when I last did one of these videos. It was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, so I've got a lot of making up to do, and imagine how many foundations I've tried in 3 years and loved. So I'm literally, I just don't know what to do at this point. I've picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's definitely a couple more that I can throw in here. Do I just tell you about all of them? And you know, we have a clean slate of all the foundations I'm loving? Or am I picking the best of the best? But these are the best of the best out of all of the foundations out there in the world. Can you tell I'm an overthinker? But I'm also just trying to do the right thing here, okay? Anyway, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am sorry for that very abrupt start, but I just had to get off my chest what I was feeling and how difficult this really is. And I'm not talking skin tints either. We are separating the two. Do you know what? I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to talk about what I talk about. There are loads of foundations out there. There are loads of foundations that I love, but these are definitely ones that I use the most at the moment and have been using for a little while. Some of these are oldies but real goodies, and I feel like they are still worth the mention. Just because a foundation's been on the market for years and years and years doesn't mean that because there's new ones out that one still isn't as good. So let me just get straight into it. Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Now this foundation has been about probably for as long as I've been alive. I don't know, no. I'm being really silly, but it's been around for a long time. Do you know what? I need to Google now. How old is Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation? In 1997. Okay, no, I'm 1991. Wow, I'm older than this foundation. Great. Anyway, it's been around for a long time. I feel like this foundation has gone through so many different phases of how people like to wear it, when people like to wear it. It's had different reputations, and I just think it is such a staple foundation. It's something that I recently rediscovered. I used to use it a few years ago, loved it, but I used to wear it in more of a full coverage, heavy way. And then I started to feel like, oh no, is it cakey? But no. Now when I've come back into wearing this foundation, I've now found a way to wear it where it just looks airbrushed on my skin, but not heavy, not cakey, and it's a foundation that I know I can turn to when I want something to last me all day and give me coverage. It's just so versatile. You can do the whole full coverage thing with this foundation, but you can definitely sheer it out. You can mix it with other foundations. You can do what you want with this foundation. It is just such an amazing one. So the shade that I use is 4W1 Honey Bronze, and I would definitely recommend that everyone has this in their kit or in their collection of foundations, because even if you have something super sheer, you could just mix a touch of this with it and it's going to give it that longevity, or it's going to give it that little bit extra coverage that you want. It's just, oh, it's amazing. Speaking of Estee Lauder, this next foundation, I have definitely worn it on my channel before. I've used it loads on my Instagram, all of that, but I don't think I've mentioned it in a favorites video before because, I mean, that was 3 years ago, but I feel like it deserves a mention. The Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Foundation, and this has an SPF of 45 in it. I can't tell you how many people I've recommended this foundation to. My sisters have both bought this and they absolutely love it. Like anyone and everyone that I can tell to try this foundation, they love it. Where Double Wear is more of a matte finish foundation, this is giving you that more hydrated finish to your skin. It's got really good coverage, but not heavy or cakey or anything. I would say it's a really good medium coverage foundation that is hydrating on the skin and gives you more of a glowy finish. I also love this foundation because it lasts really well on my skin all day. And as I've said recently in some of my videos, now that I'm maturing, I'm getting a bit older, I don't like to go for that heavy, thick, cakey look. I like my skin to look glowy and healthy, and a foundation like this does exactly that. It's also a buildable foundation, so if you did want more coverage, you could do that or sheer it out. Again, another great one from Estee Lauder, and I didn't know that I was going to mention two Estee Lauder, but I had to pick them up. My hands were calling them, so I got them. Anyway, moving on to another foundation that's an oldie, but I have to mention it. It's the Armani Luminous Silk. I am going to keep it brief because I feel like I've definitely mentioned this in a favorites video before, but it's still such a good one to have. This foundation is really lightweight, but it gives you that good medium coverage, makes your skin look really soft and silky again. And I feel like it's very versatile in terms of age ranges as well. I think it looks really lovely on mature skin, younger skin. It just works on everyone, and it's such a good staple foundation. Another reason why I wanted to mention this is because I recently discovered a new shade in this. Now, I don't know if they had this shade before or if they've expanded their shade range, but this shade right here is my shade, like to a T. It's 7.75 and it just looks like skin on me. Like I said, an oldie but a goodie, but these are just so worth the mention. Right, now I'll move on to slightly newer ones. I have to talk about this Shiseido Revitaliscent Skin Glow Foundation. Now, in my last favorite foundations video 3 years ago, I don't know why I keep mentioning that, I definitely mentioned the Synchro Skin Foundation because this is still one of my favorites. Honestly, if I could talk about all of the old favorites still, I would, because they're still favorites and I still love them. But this new one right here, oh, I just feel like it's just come at such a right time in my life where I want something lightweight, but I want it to look like skin, but I want a little bit of coverage. I want a glow. I don't know. It's giving everything. And if you want to see it fully in action, I mean, I've done loads of Instagram videos with this, but my updated foundation routine video, which I'll link for you now, I used this foundation in that video, and you can see for yourself how beautiful this foundation is. If you want flawless glowing skin and you have dry skin especially, this one is for you. The next one I have to mention is this Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I use this in the shade 2Y30. Now, they used to have a HD skin foundation, and I think this is the updated version, and this is a bit more of a matte finish. So for all my girlies that have a oily T-zone, combination skin, or just oily skin in general, this is going to be a good one for you. When I say matte though, it's not like flat, drying, cakey matte. It's just got more of like a natural matte finish, which I really, really like, especially now coming into these more autumnal winter months. I feel like that's a nice vibe. In general, I feel like the Makeup Forever HD Skin range always just makes your skin look flawless. Again, I feel like this is a really nice versatile foundation that is medium buildable to full coverage foundation. You can sheer it out if you want to, you can mix it with other foundations, but in comparison to like the last one, this is definitely more on your natural matte side rather than glowy. That's 5 foundations, but I feel like because I mentioned 2 Estee Lauder ones, I've got to throw in one more, and I did have this foundation out because I felt like it was really worth mentioning. This is actually a new brand, and I believe it's called Say Beauty, and this is the Glowy Super Skin Foundation, and I used this in the shade 16. I believe this foundation has some skincare properties in it as well. To be fair, so does this Shiseido one, but when I tell you, when this goes on my skin, it honestly just looks so flawless and airbrushed instantly. And when I wear this foundation, I get so many compliments, and I discovered this through somebody else wearing it, and I asked them what they're using because their skin looked airbrushed and flawless, and I was like, what are you using? Like, I need that. And it was this, and this is what it says on the tin. It's more of a glowy foundation, so you can set it down if you need to. That's what I do to make sure my foundation lasts and doesn't look shiny and oily throughout the day, because I am an oily T-zone girl, so things do get a bit excessive. But I powder it and we're all good, and I feel like this foundation lasts on my skin. It doesn't crack or it doesn't separate either. So a really beautiful foundation from a new brand as well that I actually really, really like. So I really hope this video helped you out. Find some new foundations, or maybe go back to some old ones that you forgot about. But please do give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I will actually do a skin tints one at some point soon as well. And also comment below and let me know what your favorite foundation is. Is it any of these, or is there one that I need to try? Maybe one that I don't have back there, but let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.